Bill Goldberg. What do you say, Bill Goldberg? I mean, you ask Bret the Hitman Hart today about anybody, he'll tell you anything.
He's always been that way.
Yeah.
He'll tell you whatever he thinks about whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. He'll tell you exactly what he thinks.
His new thing is Triple H now, which I think is fucking funny.
It is funny. Did you see him when he was at WrestleMania?
No, what happened?
There was this. They put everybody out on stage, and like Bret was, he was out there because of the Steve Austin match. That's right.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame match, yeah.
And they were like next to each other and shit. I think, no, I don't remember. I don't think Austin was out there with them because he came later in the 4-wheeler and like knocked that woman over. But Bret was out there to like, be congratulated for that match with all the other Hall of Famers. And then like when Triple H shook his hand, Bret's like, okay, he shakes his hand. And then when he walks away, he makes his face like he goes like, he like shakes his head, kind of just is like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I still kind of like that they added the Hall of Fame matches, but yeah, that was funny. I actually remember, I also remember when Stone Cold, hit that lady and all that stuff. But
she oversold it. She oversold it.
She just got angry that like she wasn't expecting it. Essentially.
Oh my God, you could have hit me! It's like you apparently don't go to AEW shows at all.
Yeah, they fucking land inside. And by the way, ECW, when they land inside the fucking crowd, which we will get to later. But speaking of ECW, guys, welcome to Getting Some Color, by the way. I forgot to say that. And we have me and Zach are going to be covering some ECW Hardcore TV, which was February 20th. And then we're going to do the 27th. And then we have WCW Nitro and Raw, which was February 26th, 1996. So let's get into Hardcore TV on February 20th. We're back in fucking Philadelphia with Joey Styles on commentating. And here's the thing about ECW TV. Like, I'm going to kind of show my hand a little bit now. Shit's getting interesting, to say the least, as far as like feuds and what's happening. But whoever's editing the fuck out of ECW Hardcore TV is probably someone with ADHD and a coke problem. Because they'll like go right into action with no fucking substance, anything. Like Joey Styles be like, all right, and now the Missy Hyatt and Sandman, and then like Missy Hyatt and Sandman are talking sexually about, Mr. Hyatt wants his long stick, and
his big stick. She likes it when his big stick explodes.
Yeah, I guess that's where the jerking off of the the stick and everything comes out of the stick happens. But Joey Styles, like, he'll talk and be like, all right, here comes Judge Dredd and the Bad Crew and Dino and Donnie Allen, and boom, we're right into the match.
The father of Darby Allin.
Yeah. But do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think the editing is kind of wide, or you think that's just part of the 90s and they were trying to something to be different between WWF and WCW?
I think they were trying to be different. Like, I get it. At the time, they're like, what if we just cut right to action, fucking just do it? And like, sometimes it's fine. In the case when they opened the show this way with that little promo, it's not really even a promo, that thing with Missy Hyatt saying, man, they've done that sort of thing several times already.
Mm-hmm.
Where they just the show starts with somebody saying something at the camera, and then that bumps into the show intro.
Yeah, but it gets fucking wild later on with like Raven and crew and Tommy Dreamer. like the shit that happens with that stuff is kind of wild to me.
Yeah, but like these things where they go segment between segment, like sometimes they take a moment to, like Joey Styles will explain, this is This is from CyberSlam 96. By the way, all these ECW TVs we're watching, they're basically recapping, showing us things from CyberSlam 96 because you can't find it anywhere to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and WWE doesn't have it uploaded on Peacock for some reason.
Yeah, it's probably because of all how it got distributed and probably didn't save anything back then.
It could be lost. I don't know. Yeah, it's possible. But I got something to say about like I get it. These are and this has been made clear to us now since like we were watching these last year. Sometimes a lot of the times these shows recap the super cards they do because ECW doesn't have a TV show really. They don't run a wrestling show with a television crew or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But sometimes I think they could construct these episodes to be a little better than what they are. Like this one, for example, we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because like this one, I'm just going to say it right now. I was bored as hell watching this one, even though there was some interesting things that did happen.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that I find wild about it because when we were watching it, it was either we kind of hated the whole like chaos thing that happened where they would just automatically go into the crowd, which by the way, one of the Axel Rotten guys actually has a fucking match where I'm like, what? Okay. But like in this one where like the matches just seem like it's a match just there essentially.
Like it just happens.
Yeah, it has no substance to it. It has no meaning to it. It just feels like it's a transition to the story of Raven's flock and Tommy Dreamer fucking knocking up Raven's girlfriend. And I also want to bring this up too. Fucking Stevie Richards, he portrays one of the most like every time he's a heel, I fucking hated him like as a kid. And I appreciate it now because obviously I get it. But like when I was a kid, when I watched ECW, I fucking hated him because I'm like, why is he wearing a girl's shirt that like with Superman on it? Like, why does he have that crop top? And I understand that's the 90s and 80s for skinny men and fit men and during that time. But even when he was FTR, I fucking hated him because like how he acted on the mic, and that's a good thing for a heel because you want to hate the heel. Because that's what they're portraying. And you know, I wanted to give his flowers. I thought Stevie Richards did great in the show, but it's kind of feels like WCW where everything's leading to the best friend storyline, essentially with with Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. It's kind of with ECW. Everything that's happening within the show is all leading to their little feud that's going on. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they have some other things going on the side that doesn't really have anything to do with like the main angle, which I guess is Tommy and Raven right now.
Mm-hmm.
But like, okay, like this. So they do after that little intro, they cut into like what I call a super cut match, which they pull a match from whatever the super card was, and instead of showing it in its entirety, they cut around a bunch in like the editing. And usually what happens is they end up cutting out a lot of the match and you don't see it. In this case, we probably didn't really miss anything of note because it's like Bad Crew and these three fucking jobber guys.
Yeah.
So it's like, who cares in this case? I don't know who these Bad Crew guys even are. They don't really impress me that much.
Yeah, my exact notes is who the fuck are these guys, and why do I care?
Exactly. Yeah, like they showed up a while, like last year actually, like towards the end of last year, but they're still not really established in ECW like with anything other than they're with that Damian Kane guy, who's I guess he's a manager or he's like a semi-retired wrestler.
I guess.
But he also manages those friggin' God dang, I forgot the name of them. The two mini Vaders. It's like what we ended up calling them.
The two fat Vaders.
Well, Vader's fat too, but
yeah,
they're like miniature Vaders. It's like you squashed him and like made 2 of them. Because they have like the same amount of athleticism. Remember we was talking about. We saw these guys in the Royal Rumble. And
Oh
they
yeah,
didn't
that's
do
right.
anything. And then we saw them on like the next ECW show, and they were doing like moonsaults and everything.
Yeah, dude, I fucking marked out. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, all these guys are actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they beat up these friggin' dudes. Like one of them's in a fucking motocross outfit for some reason.
Yeah.
They later call him like the dirt bike kid. Apparently, that's really like, just sounds like some shit that'd come up from today or something.
Or let the booty man, you know?
Oh fuck, we'll get to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sandman comes out and he just hits everybody with his fucking stick, and then the crowd goes nuts. I mean, you can't deny that happened.
He was a heel before, right?
I think he's like soft turned face. Like it happened like a couple months ago when he was teaming with Scorpio.
Because when he was with Woman and stuff, he seemed heelish or like a tweener-ish, I guess. And then with this Too Cold Scorpio, like he was like this, I don't know, being all hip, hip white dude, I guess.
Go Sandman. He was doing the Cabbage Patch dance. They were wanting to see it. They liked it when Sandman would be dead, and then Scorpio would revive him with beer, which is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
And like they liked it when they were a tag team. And then he told off Woman that one time. Remember when she was doing her speech? I was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to Atlanta, and I'm going to get paid a lot of money, and all of you suck. Like basically, it's like her promo.
And then he like carried her out to the fucking limo. That was funny.
Well, Scorpio carried her out.
Yeah. Well, fuck Sandman's not gonna do that. He's too drunk all the time.
He was too drunk. He would have fell in that snow and shit and hurt her.
Yep.
But that's the segment though. And it's like, okay, fine. No harm done, I guess.
And I gotta admit, I will admit with something is he got a fucking huge ass pop. Like that's probably the loudest pop I ever heard he got ever.
I get the feeling we're gonna hear louder if we keep going with this, but like yeah, I mean he's over in that environment just like Shane Douglas is. You go back to what I said about him, where it's like I know Vince did not help him, and he didn't giving him that gimmick and just
kind of. It's hard to interrupt you, but he kind of like brings it up in ECW where he goes to a fucking chalkboard, and I'm like, didn't we get away from this? But I guess we'll wait.
Yeah, we'll get there. I think the next segment, Joey was trying to talk in the ring about an internet convention or something.
Yeah, the internet convention. I'm like, I wanted to research that, and I totally forgot. But I'll research it and then come back when we do our war journal. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, and then like the lights go out. And then suddenly, like, they come back on and Brian Pillman's in the middle of the ring. Now, I got to bring this up because I don't remember. Do you remember them turning the lights off before turning them back on and somebody's in the ring before this?
No, I think this is probably the first time that's ever done it. Unless, like, they did something with Undertaker, maybe?
Well, with Undertaker, I'm going to excuse that a little bit. Because he's supernatural, so it's like whatever. But like in the case of like a wrestler just appears, I want to say I'm not sure about this. I thought maybe they did it with Terry Funk, but I think I'm wrong. I think he just came out in like a weird disguise and then he revealed it was Terry Funk.
Can I want to say this. I don't like that they did the flicker of the lights, by the way. Because I want them to keep on playing like I left WCW and I just fucking showed up on ECW. I think that would have been like, whoa, what the fuck is Brian Pillman walking up to the ring? This is interesting. What the fuck is he doing here? And then he just does that fucking crazy ass promo about Eric Bischoff and cursing and which, by the way, I found out that was a Plant fan, by the way.
Oh, the one he beat up, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so. I'm like, there's no way he grabbed that dude out from the crowd and just started whipping his ass.
Yeah.
It looked good, though. But Yeah, I think it would have came off better if he just slid into the ring in the middle of that, whatever Joey Styles was doing, and then he just like stole the microphone from him and started talking. It would make it look way more unplanned.
Probably would have been better than the outsiders in WCW a little bit. You know what I mean? He could have been like, I
Yeah.
was the first one to do that, not you guys.
But this is like, to me, as far as I can remember, this is the first instance of that happening. That's not the Undertaker. Oh, they turned the lights on. Oh, they're back on. There's a wrestler in the ring, and now WWE doesn't do it really, but AEW and like other places do it, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
What did they do? Tell the light dude before he went, I want you during their segment, you're going to turn the lights off, and then you're going to wait like 15 or 20 seconds, and then you're going to turn them back on.
Dude, that's why I'm so impressed with like old Undertaker now, because like when the lights go up, he has to hustle his ass off to get to his position before he comes back on. Like, remember when the Cody Rhodes beat his friends beat everybody up, including the Undertaker, and he like showed up behind the Rock. Like, dude, he had to run a really long way to get there. But
yeah, he did.
But yeah, like, I'm trying to. There was nothing in the '80s that did that. Like, no Jake the Snake, no Papa Shango, maybe. Okay.
None of them did that, and like it wasn't really a thing. People that is see when you go back further in time, wrestling gets more realistic. Weirdly, like that's the thing. But yeah, it's just Pillman out here talking about how he got fired by an announcer that took his constitutional rights away, and he calls out Eric Bischoff and says he was like a coffee gopher for Vern Gagne, which is that's true. He did used to work for Vern Gagne. And then he starts calling the fans a bunch of garbage. Like he calls them piece of shit, smart marks. And that turned the fans on him like very quickly, though. I thought that was great.
I think he did that on purpose because they were cheering him when he came and he started talking shit about Uncle Eric. Like, he's like, fuck, man, I gotta get these fucking people off me. And he's like, you guys are fucking smart mark. Do you know what that fucking means? he told this old lady too, like, what smart mark is. He's like, do you know what a smart mark is? He's like, he
picked her out of the crowd, just explained it.
Yeah.
But that was great. Yeah, I like that he acted like a heel to get heat again. And that's tough to do in that environment. Like you have to do certain tricks, certain things. Then like he said he was gonna like unzip. He's like, I'm gonna unzip my pants and just take a piss in this ring because fuck everybody. Like basically, that's what he was saying. And then Paul Heyman, Todd Gordon, Shane Douglas, and some other people like rush the ring and they try to break everything up.
Dude, fuck Todd Gordon, by the way. He needs to get away from whatever he's doing because his acting voice is so fucking stupid. Hey, man, that's not part of the deal. I'm like,
he's not good at. He's not very convincing in anything he does verbally.
Yeah. And there's Shane Douglas, where I'm like, here's the problem with ECW. I guess it's the same problem AEW has too. I don't know who's heel or face in their fucking federation, because like, I'm like, is Shane Douglas a good guy? Because he's like showing up, during this and making sure Pillman doesn't kill anybody. I guess, and then he shows up another part, and he's like heelish now, and I'm just like, what's going on?
I think Shane's a tweener right now.
He's the franchise, as they say.
Yeah.
One last thing. Philadelphia Police has badass uniforms. I just want to point that out.
I guess he used to wear those leather jackets back then. Kind of like, didn't New York cops used to wear those too, basically?
And that
changed.
Just a
thing in the Northeast where it's colder, I guess.
Yep.
Pillman's like, he's resisting being taken away by the police and shit, and he breaks away and he pulls a fan from over the railing, specifically a fan from that front group. You usually see them in the ECW arena. There's like that dude with the straw hat and some other people. They get like their own seats, I guess.
This guy looked like Carrot Top before he went on muscle, like before he got steroid.
He kind of did, yeah. But he like pulled that guy over, dragged him into the ring, and then took something out of his boot. You don't see what it is, but he like assaults the fan with this object.
Was it a fork?
I couldn't get a good look at it. And then the security comes in and they take him away, and that's the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was cool. I liked it, everything about that, except for Todd Gordon, I guess. The whole turning the light switch on and off thing.
Yeah. That's also going to be my research too. I want to see if like there's anything in the 70s and 80s that did that.
Now, you know what? It would be totally excusable if somebody did that and they came out and then they said, yeah, I paid the light guy to do that for me. That's why he did it. Like if somebody, that was like their explanation, then that would fix it.
Or he shuts the light, right? And he comes down to the ring. He goes on the microphone. He goes, light man, turn the light back on. And then boom.
Yeah, it would work too.
Yeah. But.
Yeah. But they cut to Joey Styles again, and he's complaining about like what Pillman did. What he's like ECW is a forum for people to express their opinions, but there are certain lines you don't cross in terms of decency. And I'm like, what? What did you just say? It's like, think about all the fucked up shit they've done here, like that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like Francine repeatedly gets beat up by men.
Yep.
for starters. I'm trying to like all the crazy violent shit we see and all this other like the Rotten brothers and their stupid shit they do, and it goes on and on.
It's funny because like it's complete anarchy in their show. But when Brian Pillman talks about his First Amendment right, and then like Joey Styles goes, yeah, you have the First Amendment right, the freedom to express or anything, but that crossed the line. I'm like, wait a second.
I guess because he attacked the fan, that was crossing the line.
Yeah, but then you throw shit inside the stands that will hurt people. Never mind.
You can't think about it too much. You start like it's like the thread in the sweater. You pull it out, and then the whole sweater is just going to come apart.
Yep, and then you'll be naked.
He starts ranting about Taz after that. This is another example, though. It's like Taz is an asshole. It's like he's purposefully trying to injure people. This is kayfabe. This is the storyline. He probably is actually injuring people with some of these bumps they're taking.
Yeah.
There's no way nobody's getting that. Everybody comes out of it perfect. There's no way. But then they cut to like an unintelligible rant for Bill Alfonso. Like he's trying too hard, and it doesn't help that the cameraman keeps keeping on his face, like up in his nose and his eye area for some reason.
Yeah, and you get to see his fucking British teeth, even though he's not British. But he's like, his teeth are all fucked up and crooked and pointy in places that shouldn't be pointy. And
like a rat is what you're saying?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But he's like yelling, and he talks about Vince McMahon.
He respects Vince McMahon. He paid him a lot of money. It's just something to get like. That's what they like to refer to the people who run the other promotions to get heat. So in this case, and hey, Vince McMahon's paying somebody money there. We know that.
By the way, back to Brian Pillman. There was rumors during this time that Brian Pillman was kind of like a spy for Uncle Eric.
Oh, I don't think that's true, though.
Oh, I know that's not true, but it's just like that was a rumor back in the day, fucking back in Dave Meltzer's fucking stupid dirt sheets. So,
well, back then anybody could believe anything about whatever was going on with him. Like he basically he worked everybody to a point that nobody was really sure about what he was doing, except maybe like his best friends or something. That's it.
Yeah. Joey Styles says that New Jack can't be here tonight due to legal troubles. And I was like,
He said he was incarcerated in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm like, what was he doing in Atlanta, Georgia?
probably getting a job at WCW.
He went to go assault somebody at the Turner Broadcasting Building.
Yeah, probably Uncle Eric. Which leads to Mustafa Saeed beating up manager Damien Kane and the Headhunters.
That's who they are, the Headhunters, yeah.
Yeah. And we have a match. Match number 2.
Sort of.
Kinda.
It's sort of a match. It wasn't really a match. It was like they just started fighting. The Bruise Brothers, by the way, was the other team. And that's Ron and Don Harris. That's the Goober twins we saw at WCW a couple of years ago, remember?
Yeah. I remember him.
And
they're
not that good.
Yeah. We were like, what the fuck? When they were in that. Weren't they in the Royal Rumble, or is that the other group that we're talking about?
That's the Headhunters. They were the ones in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But the Bruise Brothers occasionally come around to ECW. They come in and out, and they're back again. So, yeah, this is like they started brawling, and they cut around a little bit, and then it was just chaos. But like one member of each team was pinning the other member at the same time. And the referee counted the fall, and it's like, who won? And then the referee said the Bruise Brothers won, even though like, so he.
I know the other guy got up, and he was all fat and sweaty and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, we didn't win. I pinned that guy." I guess the referee is whoever he saw got the pin, and if
whoever he saw first, yeah. So, I didn't give this a rating because it was cut up a bit, and it is what it is. So
yeah, I didn't give it a rating either because they felt squash matches even though they weren't squash matches, and that's weird to say.
Yeah.
We have Dancing Stevie Richards and the Eliminators with Saturn and Cronus versus the Pitbulls, Pitbull 1 and Pitbull 2 with Francine. And they were wearing these collars.
It was a 6-man dog collar match is what it was supposed to be.
With Francine hooked up to Dancing Stevie Richards.
That shit was fun. So that popped me. I was like, okay, first I was like, okay, I didn't expect to see this. Like this kind of match, okay. And I don't think I've ever heard of a 6-man dog collar match. All right. And when the bell rings, Stevie Richards super kicks Francine right in the face. And then somehow he's out of the dog collar. So he like cheated. He fucking cheated like immediately.
That's why I said I'm giving him his flowers. He's great as a heel, dude. He works the heel group really well, in my opinion.
He's one of the highlights of this show, really. And it's funny because he's like kind of he's not like a top guy in the company. He's like a middle card guy. But I don't know. He's just so entertaining, and he's really good at being this little putsy heel like prick that you want to see get beat up. There's not a lot to say because it's another supercut match where they cut it and move around a lot, and you don't see things play out, and it is what it is. The Pitbulls won because Francine pinned Stevie Richards, who got murdered by this brutal double team move the Pitbulls did to him. They did like one of them power bombed him from the top rope, and the other did a neck breaker, and he like folded up in like this gross looking way. I was like, oh,
yeah, it looked disgusting.
And he was dead.
Yeah. Did you rate this match?
No, because I couldn't see all of it,
Yeah.
So it's just a highlight package of that match, I guess. Which sucks because usually those two teams have pretty good matches, actually. So I would have liked to have seen it, but we didn't get to.
Yeah. Um, and then Francine got a total elimination, or as Joey Styles says, total elimination. But yeah.
And they hype up that move later too, or he just talks about how it kills people or something. And I'm like, I mean, it's a cool looking double team. I don't know if I would hype it up like it kills people. Like, it doesn't look that devastating.
It gives you like whiplash, like because you're getting your legs taken out, and then you're getting hit in the front of the face, right? Like you're getting.
Yeah, you're getting kicked in the face. You're getting sweeped. So like you're forcefully being kicked in the head and falling on the back of your head, I guess.
It's like a Russian leg sweep, but it takes two people to do it.
You be like a double Russian leg sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have been hyping up stuff like that super bomb or like that move they did to Stevie in that match where it's like, God, that just looked like he died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, before that match, there was this little thing where Joey was recapping some more stuff about Tommy Dreamer and Raven.
Oh yeah.
And he said that we're going to learn a true story about the pact formed between Shane Douglas and Tommy Dreamer. And I'm like, okay, a true story, a pact.
A very true story. And then what'd you think of the Eliminators promo?
It was so short. It wasn't even. I don't even know it was a promo. It was just like Saturn was like, "We fucked you up," and that was like,
yeah,
that's kind of it.
Yeah, it was kind of
He didn't
like
really say anything.
It's like, hey, these guys are a team. You guys forgot them? Here you are. Then again, all these matches are like going so fucking quick on the ECW. Because then it like goes to the Roughneck, Mr. Hughes, versus Ray Dudley, with Big Dick Dudley, and Signed Guy Dudley. I wrote.
There's like a couple other Dudleys out there, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot to write this down. I think I like zoned out. But it was so short because it was like they super cut this a little bit. I skipped over Bubba's entrance because it's too long. And then like he got beat. It's like fucking Mr. Hughes got mad at Bubba Ray and like hit him from behind or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Big Dick Dudley got mad at him and then hit him with like that crutch and it like exploded. And then Bubba goes to the top rope and he does a splash and he wins.
What a like you have Mr. Hughes who, came from WWF and like he was like booked as a monster essentially. Like going toe to toe with Undertaker.
Yeah, he stole his urn.
Yeah, and then he comes here and he's like, I wouldn't say squash because they really all of them fucked with him essentially to get the loss, but like he just loses to this guy. That we're first like the ECW's crowd is actually seeing Bubba Ray Dudley for the first time essentially. Like this is his like younger, early days, right? Correct?
Yeah, he's been doing this bit for like about 3 months now. Like is what he's been around for basically.
Mm-hmm. And it's like a squash essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mr. Hughes had his out though. Like you were saying, because he got hit with a fucking crutch and it exploded. Even though it looked like that thing was ready to break at any instant. Who cares?
Yeah.
But that happened, and then a fat man splashed him from the top rope. So, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And who knows what the circumstances were behind that? Maybe Mr. Hughes was hurt. And he was like, "Brother, I can't work. Can you like just take me out really fast, and then I'll put you over?" Okay. Yeah. It could have been anything like that.
Yeah. But that ends, and the Pitbulls promo that I wrote, man, they growl a lot.
They're like, "We're gonna fucking kick your ass. You can't eliminate our manager." It's like, okay.
I guess that's why they call them the Pitbulls.
both their promos, the Eliminators and the Pitbulls, are just like, we kicked your ass. It's like, we're gonna kick your ass.
And you know what? Nothing's wrong with that because it's true. Like they should want to kill each other.
Yeah, we don't need like a 20-minute soliloquy promo like all the time. Like we need less of that now anyway, in my opinion. God.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, it's okay. It is what it is.
All right, well, we get to this segment now with Joey Styles interviewing Tommy Dreamer and his little slut whore, Beulah McGillicuddy, who's now pregnant with Tommy Dreamer's kid. And Dreamer has his left arm in a sling due from the attack from Raven. Dreamer tries to cut a promo, and then Raven and his Asian whore comes out. And Steve,
Leia. That's her name.
God damn it. Stevie Richards and the Blue Mini interrupt him. Which did I hear him right? That he said, "I'm gonna kill you" to Tommy Dreamer?
Maybe he said that. He did this weird promo where he was talking about how in different countries they cut off a piece of you for doing something.
Yeah.
Each crime. And then he's like, you think you get off like with what you did because from what I did to you in New York? And he's like, I'm going to kill you. I think, yeah, that's what he said. And he's like, you got my girlfriend pregnant. And I don't know why. I still think it's really funny that like Raven is like that upset about it.
Yeah, and it's funny because he's technically still calling her, girlfriend while banging this kimono Wanalea chick. And so I guess he just wants to have his cake and eat it, essentially, Raven.
It's just confusing because it's like, I think, so the backstory was they were childhood friends or whatever. He liked Beulah, I guess, back then, even though she was fat. It's like, okay. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's not. But he was kind of an asshole to her, though. If you notice, we see that.
Yeah.
And then, like, but he's upset. I don't know. It's melodrama shit, which is strange for this promotion.
Yeah.
But it's like the Jerry Springer level of melodrama. Like that's where we're at now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Tommy Dreamer has the Bruise Brothers and Shane Douglas. And then, when shit's about to go down, like Tommy Dreamer turns to Shane Douglas and says, Get my pregnant girlfriend out of here. And he does that. And like as he's doing that, I'm like, what is gonna happen? The Bruise Brothers are gonna turn on Tommy Dreamer, and that's what happened. He gets beat up by the Bruise Brothers.
Yep, they beat his ass, and then they take Tommy and they split his nutsack in twain twice on the ring post.
Mm-hmm.
And that ends the show. And I'm like, that's what closes the show? That? Okay. I mean,
yeah.
I know it happened in the middle of like the super card, whatever, but you couldn't have cut to something a little more definitive. Like, I mean, that's a move you do to somebody in a match. This is ECW. Like, okay, they did a move that you would do to somebody in a match as a heel to get heat.
You know, it would be really good if, like, they did the Brian Pillman at the end as a cliffhanger.
I would have. Yeah, you're right. I would have flipped those things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't make the tape.
Yeah, I guess. And they were probably like, didn't want a WCW guy to kind of like close it out, I guess, maybe. I don't know. And anyway, how the fuck are we going to rank this?
Poorly. So, because I watched this and I'm like, I felt like this was a waste of time because the only good thing we saw was Brian Pillman's ECW debut.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of it is just recap shit. It's like, we didn't really get a full match of any kind that was like any good. Like the match I wanted to see wasn't shown in its entirety, and it got cut the shortest.
Yeah.
Like, did we need to see I mean, I guess we needed to see the Bruise Brothers. Oh, look, they came back. We needed to see that, I suppose. But
And if they didn't have the Brian Pillman like promo and like all the other interesting stuff, like it would be probably close to the like ones area, 1 or 2.
yeah, I mean, I gave this a 3.9.
Okay, I gave it a 4.2. I'm a little generous because Brian Pillman, I thought even though I know it wasn't you know real essentially, but it still felt real is what I liked about it. And then all the other stuff that is like interested what they're doing with like Raven and stuff, even though it's kind of silly. But you're right, like it's very incomplete and but it still entertained me in a way, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I was entertained up to a point, and then I was rapidly losing interest after like that first segment.
Mm.
This is like, okay, they're ranting about Brian Pillman. Okay, we saw an unintelligible promo by Bill Alfonso. Okay, we saw another thing we didn't really need to see, I think. And then it was just, I felt like I watched a lot of things I didn't really need to see.
Yeah. But hey, will WCW be better?
Somewhat. It's a more complete show, at least.
Yeah, you are right about that. We go to WCW Monday Night Nitro, February 26, 1996. We're from live from Knoxville, Tennessee. And we have
Hell
the
yeah.
commentators Eric Bischoff, Mongo, and Bobby Heenan. And then Pepe the Pepe the dog is wearing like a leather jacket.
I think Pepe was dressed as a miniature version of Mongo because he was also wearing a leather jacket.
That's awesome.
What if Pepe was dressed as a frog? Would that like break your brain?
I probably will. I'd probably say Pepe the dog is wearing a Pepe the frog costume, and I think I would correct myself because he's a Pepe the frog.
Pepe the dog is a frog.
Yep. Let's see. Where's my notes? Oh yeah, this they kind of like recap it a little bit with the Brutus Beefcake changing identities to the Booty Man.
They lay out the main event, the 6-man tag.
Yeah.
And then they say we're getting a tag match with Lex Luger, but we didn't.
Yeah.
I think they like flubbed it a little bit. They said they should have said we're getting a match with Lex Luger. We didn't get a tag match, but that wasn't the tag match.
Yeah. I thought it was I mean, I know they usually split like tag teams and they have like their singles and stuff, but hey, we got Big Bubba Rogers versus Sting. And how many fucking identities is Big Bubba Rogers gonna happen? Like he was in like that Guardian shit that he was in.
Guardian
before.
Angel, yeah. Then I didn't know what that was for years.
Yeah.
Somehow. I still think he's on 3, unless there's something I don't know about. There's Big Bubba, which is what he's reverted back to.
Mm-hmm.
He was Big Boss Man, and he was the Guardian Angel. And unless there's one, like I said, there's one I don't know about. There's just 3 so far.
Maybe it just looked different or something like that because he's been wearing different clothes.
He's still like it's not as stringent like what his outfit was when he was originally Big Bubba Rogers, which was always like look like a guy from the Blues Brothers, and you're gonna wrestle in suspenders and shit, and like you're always gonna wear that hat and like stuff, and like they kind of got away from that. It's like more loose now.
Yeah. But we just go to this match, and I'll let you take away the play-by-play.
Before the match starts, Eric spoils the results of Raw, which was like,
yeah,
like he's doing that now already. Okay.
that soon will bite him in the ass at a certain point.
He made fun, like he always makes fun of it a little bit when he does it too. He's like, Bob Holly, he's still there. And then like he something about like, oh, Yokozuna is gonna fight British Bulldog and Owen Hart. Who cares? Like it's just, I mean, like I care.
and it's so stupid that they do that because it's just you're kind of making people wonder what's happening over there, even when you're making fun of them. Be like, wait, they're doing this? What? Let me go see if they're being silly over there. And then what if they like it? You know, they're like, holy shit, this is great.
That might have been what happened because the ratings were like weirdly very close after like the last time we reviewed these shows. Raw's rating was like awful for some reason, and I don't know why. But the audience is growing though. The collective wrestling audience has grown.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, though, Bubba wants to shake Sting's hand, but Sting slaps him, and then he just starts hitting offense and shit until Bubba cuts him off with like a Manhattan drop. And then Bubba just controls the match and is getting heat for a while. And he's doing like big power moves and punches again that actually look like they hit instead of like at Starrcade where they were missing.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. It was Starrcade or World War III. I think it was World War III. There is some grandma out in the front row who's like participating very much in the whole night, like as a fan.
I did research.
Yeah.
That's not a plant. That's just some grandma that was really into fucking wrestling.
I was going to say they're in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it used to be, this is like something that's like notably missing out of like the wrestling audience now. Like there used to be like women used to really like going to wrestling shows back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And like even it didn't matter what region it was either. That didn't matter at all. There was old ladies and women up in WWF territory that used to always have a seat and everybody knew who they were and everything. And the same thing down where we're at. But that's what I figured that was like. That's a longtime fan who's been going to the shows probably for 30 years or something.
That could have been Chaz's family member right there because she was rooting for Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that's a lady who's been like going to Memphis. She probably went to Smoky Mountain Wrestling when it was afloat at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was really entertaining because she was getting up and like there was like a cop trying to get her to sit down and stuff. It was funny. I hated Bubba.
Yeah. Well, he does a great job, and man, that would have been great if the old lady smacked Bubba. That would have been fucking great.
You don't really see like elderly fans anymore. Like that's not really a thing anymore.
Well, no, I don't like. I hate how wrestling is today, where like they save seats for like the rich. Like I understand, like when an actor or like a sports person comes, like you could have a seat for them by the front. But I'm talking about the other ones. Like, remember, there's always the Brock Lesnar guy that was always there wearing, yeah. Or now it's like the guy in the green shirt is always there.
Who's like some kind of millionaire, really, or something.
Yeah, he's like at every fucking show possible. But my thing is like, I miss the '90s stuff where you see like a mother and like her two kids sitting there, and they're like using the disposable camera to like fucking take pictures, and like the kids are getting angry that their favorite wrestler's getting their ass kicked. Like I miss that. That seems more genuine than what today is, very corporate, and it has to have, the influencers there or people that are rich and are going to be there. And I understand that the ticket prices are going to be a lot of money, but I kind of miss the whole family aspect to it a little bit.
Yeah, that there's been like an ongoing conversation about that stuff, like on Jim Cornette's podcast and stuff, where they're always talking about like the WWE ticket pricing and how it's like gotten crazy now,
Mm-hmm.
and where it's like they basically priced out like normal fans and like families and stuff, like just middle class people or lower. They can't really afford to go to these shows anymore, and
sadly, with TKO, who owns UFC, like you think about it, people that go to UFC live are rich people, and
Yeah.
or if you're high up in the seats, that's still a lot of money. So you're not going to get the middle class, or even maybe towards the poor, a little bit lower class, and essentially. And that kind of annoys me with WWE. And when they did the whole ESPN bullshit, I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah, I'm basically cut off from the product now. I
yeah,
haven't seen like a pay-per-view since like SummerSlam, I think. But it's that like, did you hear like what the whoever it was in the company was talking about this, like the ticket pricing strategy and stuff? Somebody high up, and they're talking about, yeah, we're making it more like UFC, but like we realized, like after we acquired WWE, that Vince was not taking full advantage of like ticket pricing like how he could have. Is basically what
mm,
he was saying. Like, so Vince was the one that was actually keeping like the tickets more like a stable price that was more reasonable and everybody could like afford.
yeah,
And that's
no,
funny when you hear that.
yeah, because I do have my thoughts. I know we're going on a tangent here, but like, I'm starting to be like, Triple H, what are you doing? Type of stuff.
well, well, he can't control that stuff anymore. That's out of
Uh,
his hands.
I know, but you could still be a voice for people that are be like. But then again, he doesn't have his fucking father-in-law to like fall back on, so he could be like, "Hey, this fucking sucks," and they're like, "All right, peace out." Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard something too about how like allegedly there's a reason why they're doing this besides money. It's like they're trying to pay down like this huge debt they have after the merger or something, like as fast as they can.
Mm.
So one of the ways they're doing that is by raising all this fucking money through all these insane ticket prices and shit, and doing WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the actual match we were talking about. um, Bubba almost beats Sting a couple times. Like he gets some close near falls,
Hmm.
but Sting he basically wins because they do like a 1-2, where like the baby face and the heel punch each other. They take turns, not like when guys go like, "I'm gonna hit you with a forearm. Come on, hit me with your strongest forearm." That stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's like the guys are exhausted and they're punching each other. But Bubba got up on the top turnbuckle to do something, but Sting pushed him off. And then Sting hit a crossbody and pinned him for 3.
Yeah, he fucking won on a crossbody. I was like, that puts a lot of points for me.
It was a different. I mean, Sting doesn't always finish a match like with just his submission.
Hmm.
Sometimes he does. He just hits some kind of move and pins, or he gets a pinning combination and beats the guy or something.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6.1.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I gave it a little higher. I gave it a 6.6 out of 10.
Oh yeah, that's the most complete match you've seen so far.
Yeah, I watched this in order too, and I was like, God, this fucking sucks.
I was like, oh, this is refreshing. I like
Yeah.
these guys.
Um. After this, Mean Gene has a word with Sting and Luger, but the Road Warriors interrupt on behalf of the other teams and the world championship, the world champions of wrestling. And that was Animal, who stumbled over the line, not Hawk. And then Luger's like screams that he's not scared, and it's just like, we're not scared.
the, he was funny tonight. I don't know what it was with him, but like
I'm
he
from
was just
Chicago.
on. Well, I'm from Chicago, and it's like Gene's like, you're from the rich side of Chicago or whatever. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like they're doing a promo where like the Road Warriors are challenging them to another match, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Chicago street fight and uncensored, and Luger's like, I'll do it. Yeah, let's do it. Come on, Stinger, let's do it. And then they accept, basically.
Like Sting had to remind his buddies, like, hey, you know who these guys are, right? They're monsters. They're like from the streets. And my favorite part of like Hawk is like, which I love. I'm starting to like Hawk's fucking like promos because I've watched old ones where he's like, well, but he didn't do the well. Yeah. But he's like, hey, he's like, Lex, I know you're from Chicago. Like, try to like calm down the fight that he's from Chicago because he's like yelling at Sting that he's from Chicago and he's yelling at Mean Gene that he's from Chicago. So Hawk's like, all right, bro, we get it. You're from Chicago. That's why we're gonna fight at Uncensored with the street fight.
And then, like, after he agrees to it and they walk away, okay, we got our match and everything. Sting's like, what? He's like, what did you say? What match? And then Luger's like, this is a street fight. It's a Chicago street fight. And I'm like, you were standing there when they explained it. Why are you acting like you didn't hear it?
Because I think he was lost on Luger's fucking like craziness, which is funny as shit, by the way.
He was tired. He was too tired because he almost lost to Big Bubba like multiple times. He barely won that match, really.
Don't worry, we get to see more Sting later after this match. I forgot the Renegade was a thing still.
So did they. He's probably been on like Saturday Night or like that other fucking show. But yeah, it's Lex Luger versus Renegade, and Renegade is overpowering Luger at first, which is like wild to see to me because Luger's bigger than he is. I mean, I'm not saying that the Renegade is like a small guy. It's like he's pretty built too, but overall he's smaller than Luger, like in size.
And he's been losing a lot, Renegade, right? The last time we saw him,
we saw him lose. He got punked out by, I think, it was Dungeon of Doom guy. It was one of them. I don't know who did it. I can't remember.
I think Meng. I think it was Meng, probably.
Oh, yeah. It was Meng, probably. And I want to say they let the Zodiac beat him before or something as well. I'm not sure.
I guess that counts.
Yeah. Luger tries to stop his momentum, though, with a Manhattan drop, but apparently Renegade has no nuts and no sells it, and he clotheslines Luger for 2. Like, what the f***? You can't no sell that move. Renegade, Luger gets heat on him after a while, and then he starts doing his comeback for a little bit. And I'm not sure what his comeback is supposed to be exactly. Like, he doesn't really have an established comeback routine,
Yeah.
Not that you necessarily need one.
No, but he's supposed to copy fucking the Ultimate Warrior. He has to have a comeback.
You notice he didn't have face paint on.
No, he stopped doing that probably because, the Ultimate Warrior is coming back in WWF soon.
I guess. Or it could have been a thing on his part where he maybe didn't want to be compared to the Ultimate Warrior anymore.
Yeah, I guess.
But anyways, he's tries to do that handspring corner elbow thing that Muda does, but it's like too slow.
Yeah.
And then Renegade goes to the top rope to hit something. I don't know what, because Jimmy Hart runs down and shoves him off a turnbuckle and he goes to the floor. And Bobby Heenan starts, down, baby. Bobby Heenan starts laughing his ass off about it too. Yeah. Eventually, he gets back in the ring, and then Luger is like, he's recovered at this point. He just picks him up in the torture rack and he submits him.
Mm-hmm. And
go ahead.
This is funny because he's like celebrating with fucking the Mickey Mouse of wrestling, Jimmy Hart. Hey, yeah, boy. Yeah, you're great. You're great. And then all of a sudden, Sting comes down.
Yeah, Sting shows up. Yeah. Oh.
And he's like yelling at like Lex, like he like traps him on the ropes and stuff, and he's like has his face pushed forward where Lex has to like have his back against the ropes. And my favorite part is when Sting shows up and he's like telling Jimmy Hart to get out of the ring. Get out of here! What are you doing here? You guy.
You guy,
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah.
The funniest thing to me was when Sting was asking Luger about like, what did you know about this? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Which I think legitimately, you never see Luger see Jimmy Hart. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So they're still playing into that a little bit. And Sting is not backing down from this, and he's like, "What did you know about this or not?" And he goes, "I don't know." Just like in the T-shirt thing, where he's like, "Can you even sell these T-shirts? I don't know. Can you
Yeah.
even afford to pay me?" Is what it was.
Yep.
Same delivery. It made it like way funnier than it should have been.
Yeah. But
And
I
then
love
Luke.
I love
It's
this so
funnier
much.
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like Luger's like, what do you want me to do? And he like picks up Renegade's arm and like gets him up. He's like, yeah, see, is this what you want?
This
like,
is great, dude.
Yeah, Lex was the MVP of the show. Weirdly,
And it's so funny because we were all like, what, this whole Lex and Sting being friends and, being tagged, it's kind of weird. But now I'm liking it. Now, like, I want to know more about this.
it's been entertaining. We all know he's going to screw him over in the end somehow. That's what happens. Sting, let's betray Sting.
Yeah, gullible Sting is what they say.
Oh yeah. Last thoughts on the match. It was okay. You can tell Renegade is still not that good. There's little things he does that just makes you take notice about that, and they don't make any sense sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I forgot what he tried to do. Like there was a spot where like he stopped Luger from doing something, and instead of like striking him or something like he should have to set up, shoving him into the ropes and shooting him off for like an Irish whip, he didn't do that. He just kind of gently moved him into the ropes and then shot him off, and like it didn't look good.
Yeah. Did you get this match?
5.6.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.4 out of 10.
Lex curve.
Lex curve. We have, in my opinion, probably a good match before we get into the main event, I guess.
The last good match.
Yeah, the last good match. The Road Warriors versus Harlem Heat. So Harlem Heat's what, like face now?
They're tweeners, I guess. They're not really heel anymore, but they're not like babyface either. They're tough guys.
Yeah, and I guess this is number one contender match? Question mark.
They said it was. I think during this match, it's like okay. I thought you guys just said they're having a match at Uncensored. All right.
Yeah, that's what confused me because I was like, so are they just assuming that they're gonna beat the shit out of Harlem Heat? I guess, and they were like, we're gonna challenge you guys to Uncensored because we know we're gonna fucking go over.
They lost track of what was going on, I guess.
Probably. Were they drunk? Who knows?
Yeah. No, Bobby's not drunk. You can tell.
Yeah.
We know what that sounds like now. He controls the match for most of the match, actually, which was surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Booker and Stevie are getting frequent tags. It's like a brawling and power move match with like little martial arts flourishes from Harlem Heat.
Mm-hmm.
They do this sick double team. I loved it. It's silly, but I just loved it because they each did a badass pose before they hit a move. Like Booker T, like I don't know what Stevie did, but he set Booker T up to do some kind of kick. Booker does his little blah shit, and he like does the kick, and then Stevie Ray like I think he kicked him in the gut. And then Stevie Ray did this like martial arts kata, and then went blam and just like punched him and shit. And I'm like, that was great.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter that it's silly. The Road Warriors don't get that much momentum though. Like even when it looks like Animal's going to make a comeback after hitting, he hits like a big double clothesline or something.
Mm-hmm.
He gets cut off and taken out of the ring. And finish was Booker is on the top rope and he hits the Harlem Hangover, which is still sick.
Mm-hmm.
Great move. The referee's outside though for some reason, tending to Stevie Ray, who ended up out on the floor with the animal for some reason. And Booker's like, he went for the pin and nothing was going on because of that. And he's like, "What the hell?" And then Animal gets up on the apron, boots Booker right in the face.
He did a
And
good
then,
like Booker too. You're like, what the hell?
what the hell? Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
But Hawk pins him for 3 after that. And I'm like, well, that finish was a little underwhelming, but I guess it protects them because it was like Booker got kicked and didn't expect it in the head, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's my only thing is like it showcased Harlem Heat really well, and I think that was part of the plan. And I think the finish was kind of like all fucked in some way because like yeah, I get it, with the chaos of the referee on the outside and then Booker T almost getting the pin because the referee's out on the outside and then they lose. So I kind of see that they're protecting both teams in some way, but they could have fucking tidied that up better, in my opinion.
I think they could have come up with a better finish, but I still think that really the Road Warriors put them over in this match, even though they
Oh yeah, I
won.
agree.
I was kind of surprised by that. I'm like, well, these guys are like really giving them a lot in this. I gave it a 6.1.
Okay, you were a little more generous. I gave it a 5.7 out of 10.
I like these matches the Road Warriors are having. I like these brawler power move matches they do.
I want to see more of LOD. I'm actually gonna do a thing where go back and watch some old tag team because I never experienced LOD. I only experienced the Road Warriors right now, essentially.
Yeah, you'd have to go back and see them in like where did they start? Was it Mid South? I think they were in Mid South Wrestling first, and then they went over to Jim Crockett Promotions and started doing their shit there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll check it out. Oh man, you ready for this?
Yeah, it's a Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Kevin Sullivan with Woman and Elizabeth versus Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and the Booty Band.
I'm still mad. Like, who? It had to be him. It had to be Brutus.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean for their third guy or whatever?
The name, like I don't like. I would have been okay with just Brudai, again, like. Brudai.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were just sick of him. You didn't even want him to be in this angle.
Well, that too. I didn't want him in the angle either, but he's there as the booty man.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, this fucking guy. Why is he? Because this is what stuck out to me most about this match is like he does not fucking belong in this.
Yep.
So I don't have a lot to say. I didn't write a lot about this match because it just kind of turned into what I thought it was going to.
Mm-hmm.
The baby faces hit the ring. They start brawling. They throw all the heels out of the ring. That's how the match starts. And hilariously, while this match is going on, the commentary team's trying to say that the Zodiac was spying on the Dungeon of Doom for Hogan this whole time. And I'm like, that makes no sense at all. Because you have to go all the way back to where this started. Where you remember when he betrayed him and he called himself the Butcher and everything? Like Brutus?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was like, and that was back to like when they still didn't really know what they were doing yet. Like this thing hadn't formed and coalesced yet, really.
Wait, hold on. I gotta stop you for a second. If they're saying that he was the spy for Hulk Hogan, why the fuck did they didn't see the part where Miss Elizabeth fucking was gonna turn on them, or the woman was gonna turn on them? Wouldn't Hulk Hogan be one step ahead if he had a spy and it was fucking Brutus Beefcake?
How come he could never know when the giant was sneaking around and sneak attacking him, this giant man? Or like, any of these other? How come he didn't tell him about the Yeti earlier? So did like he only recently just decide like I don't want to be a Zodiac anymore. I'm gonna spy for Hulk, brother, even though he hates my guts now.
I'm starting to see why like the fans kind of started turning on him essentially because
Hogan, you
they're
mean?
Hogan, because essentially it's always revolving around this stupid fucking storytelling. It feels like it's trying to it's like nostalgia bait in some way where it's just like, hey guys, remember when we used to be, the Saturday morning cartoon type of wrestling, with the bad
Remember,
guys?
remember the Mega Powers? We're bringing that back, and like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's something to be said for all that. And like they put Brutus back with him again, and
What's next? Jimmy Hart's gonna come back to the Hulk Hogan?
he's gonna see the light. He's gonna,
Yeah.
but no, like it just to me here's the other thing too, because we can't pretend this wasn't how Hulk Hogan was treated when he was in WWF, because we know that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Because it got to a point where Hulk Hogan was like the main card, and he was the main draw for the company, and it was all about what's Hulk Hogan doing, and it worked in that instance. But here's the thing: Vince was also having other storylines going on with people.
Yeah.
We're not really seeing that as much right now. It's like you got this thing with Sting and Luger,
Mm-hmm.
like, because now Pillman's gone. The whole subplot with the Four Horsemen's dead. That's gone now.
Yep.
So now it's literally just what is Hulk Hogan doing, and what's going on with Sting and Luger. That's all.
And poor Kevin Sullivan, like he looks terrible in that gear.
He's got that dad bod going now, so I don't know.
He's getting ready to book himself into a divorce, unless that's already happened, I guess.
I think that's in the process of happening right now.
Yeah.
So I had to bring that up though, that they tried to hand wave this away, like, oh, he was spying for Hulk Hogan the whole time. That's fucking stupid. It's like you basically treat the fans like they have no memory at all.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about fans of a TV show where they try to tune in every night it comes on every week as much as they can. And you're going to say, oh, you guys aren't going to remember this. This match is pretty blah, though. And what I can't stand the most about it is fucking Booty Man being able to fight off all three heels like he's Hogan.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Because they're doing the thing where, remember, Hulk Hogan had his little Brutus buddy as like the miniature Hogan.
Savage he's not even able to get away with doing that. Not really. He always gets cut off or something.
Dude, Savage looks like he wants to get the fuck away from this storyline, period. It is, I marked out at one point where like both Elizabeth and woman like take Macho Man's leg and try to hold him, and then he turns around and starts to grab both their hairs.
that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
that was a good pop moment. Yeah, that was a classic Memphis wrestling spot for that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But say what you want about Hogan though, like in regards to that. Like, how come Booty Man's like being booked like Hogan in this match? He's like, you can talk all shit you want about Hogan. The thing is, when you see him beat up like the heels and he fights them off, even though like you complain about it, you still. This isn't like Brutus Beefcake's doing it and getting away with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. There's different levels to this.
Yeah.
It's like that's like if you were watching Attitude Era and then like who the fuck is like the most random person you can put with Steve Austin? Like just somebody like that, and they're supposed to be his buddy now. Just imagine, like
Val
I don't know,
Venus.
like Val Venus. So it's like I was gonna say Taka Michinoku, like Val Venus is like punching out everybody in the corporation, and he hits his stupid splash on Vince or something. It's like what? No.
Yeah, that would never happen. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's the Hogan effect again, where like it's gonna be all crazy near the end, and that's what happens. It's all crazy near the end.
The match breaks down, but fucking uh, Booty Man fights off all the heels and fucks them up, and then Hogan's able to hit his leg drop, and he pins. I forgot who ate the pin. Was it Arn? Yeah, it was Arn. Arn
Yeah, it
ate
was
the pin.
Arn.
Because they were like, they finally beat Arn Anderson, which I thought was funny. I would have kept that going. I would have had him pin Kevin Sullivan. Like what?
Mhm.
It's like Arn gets away. I beat Hulk Hogan 2 times. He's never beaten me. It's like keep going on about that.
It would have been funny if like Arn Anderson gets the leg drop from Hulk Hogan, but like Kevin Sullivan comes out and tries to hit Hogan, but then he hits Arn Anderson and like it does like a comedy thing, and then Hogan hits the boot and then the leg drop on Kevin Sullivan and gets the pin on Kevin Sullivan, and then Arn Anderson just like rolls out and gets away. He didn't pin me. He pinned Kevin Sullivan.
You got any other thoughts about this match? Because that's all I got.
No, I just like I didn't like it. So I gave it a 3.7 out of 10. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Wow, I gave it a 4.3 because I mean I really didn't like it either, but like it started off like okay, and like when Savage was able to do stuff and get in there, stuff. Every time it's like the whole match was booked around get Booty Man over, make sure that he looks as strong as Hulk Hogan is for some reason. That's when it started nosediving.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give
but
it a 4. Fuck it. You convinced me. I'm not pissed off enough about it.
overall, from watching ECW slop to this, like very night and day. We had a good Bubba Rogers versus Sting match where the fucking old lady was mad at Bubba Rogers, and
She
then
was mad at Flair too in this match. You notice that?
yeah,
Flair was like talking to shit to her on the apron, and she was getting pissed at him.
probably talking about bringing her to Space Mountain. Probably. Woo! He don't care. And then the fucking Mean Gene and Sting, Luger, and the Road Warriors thing was interesting and funny to see. Lex and Renegade had a meh match, and then the Road Warriors and Harlem Heat had a good match, but weird ending. And then the slop of that fucking shitty main event. I brought it. It would have been higher at a 6 if we didn't get the slop at the end. So I have a 5.7 out of 10 for the show.
Okay. Well, we kind of glossed over the afterbirth of the match.
Sure. Sorry.
That's okay. Which was all the heels scatter. Elizabeth gets something out of her purse, gets on the apron, and Hogan got attacked by Flair from behind while he was celebrating, and that's when they all ran away. And he like hit the turnbuckle or something with his head. He was like, "Oh, brother, oh!" Like he's stunned from that.
Oh yeah, the handcuffs. Oh man.
And she like struggled to put the handcuffs on for him, and he had to like help her a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like, you can see like a little bit. He's like, no, do this with his hands. And then like that, they get away, and that's the end of the show. They handcuffed Hogan to where he couldn't get out of the corner, and they left. They didn't even beat him up.
So we had 2 weird endings where it just ended weirdly.
Like I would have like at least had them assault him, like to get heat. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The ending of this show sucked too. But to be fair, how could you get away with assaulting him when the Booty Man is apparently as powerful as Hogan is? It's basically like there's 2 Hulk Hogans on that team now.
Yeah.
So it's like I think they knew they couldn't get away with it. They had to just handcuff him and get away. If it was like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, and Sting, they would have beat them down and then assaulted Hulk Hogan because neither of them are as powerful as Hulk Hogan is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm losing patience with their TV though. Like I'm starting to. Right? No, I was saying that last time, so I've lost it. They put on okay to decent matches usually, but they keep running the same storylines into the ground and nothing different's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then to top that off, the main event scene just sucks now. It's like because it's just the same people. Like Ric Flair doesn't suck, Randy Savage doesn't suck either. And Arn Anderson also does not suck. And Hogan's, he's when used correctly, he's fine. But like it's just what they're doing sucks. It's skippable TV to me for the most part.
So are we giving it a strike?
I want to give it a strike. Do you want to try to fight me on the strike?
No, I'll give it a strike because I'm with you with the. I think the reason why I give it a 5.7 out of 10 is because of watching ECW and then seeing this. So
it made you appreciate it. That there was like a stable like show or something that you saw things play out even if it was like not good usually.
Yeah, and I agree with you. But like besides like Sting and Luger, like their storyline, this whole like everything revolving around Hogan and the Four Horsemen now are in idol. Like that's how like these shows feel. Like everybody's in idol mode, and everything's about the Hogan and Mega Power stuff. Like if you're not doing anything, you're just there. You're just having a match.
You're just hanging out.
Yep.
Well, I gave it a 5.3, by the way. That's what I gave it.
Okay.
The TV rating for this Nitro was 3.2.
It went up, right?
What did they get last time? Let me look real fast. 2.9.
Yep, went up.
They went up a little bit.
Interesting. So we go to Raw now. Raw. In Cincinnati, Ohio, with Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler. My notes are kind of scattered on this, so you might have to like go on this one a little bit for me.
Okay, so we're getting Diesel in action tonight. We're going to see Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart confront each other in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go right into a match. It's Isaac Yankem versus Jake the Snake Roberts. I'm like, oh, okay.
His snake is not Damien anymore?
I think it died or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, so he's got this new giant yellow python. Lawler selling the snake is hilarious, though. He was doing this thing where he was like, they showed the replay of him getting the snake on him at the Royal Rumble. And he's like, he started looking around everywhere. He's like, where is it? Shut up. he's trying to make sure the snake's not going to come for him or something.
He's like focusing. It's hilarious.
It's a pretty simple match though. Yankem gets control after a brief flurry from Jake and is like getting heat. And he gets overconfident after a while and he makes fun of Jake because he does he's signaling for the DDT thing and he acts like he's going to do it. He tries to, but he didn't know that Jake hanged on to the top rope, so he just took like a bump on the back of his head and missed. So Jake DDTs him instead and pins him for 3. The pop for that DDT was huge.
Yes.
The people were like, fucking hit that, like in a match with Isaac Yankem. And I was like, wow. Like he's like, and I remember like when we watched the Royal Rumble, he was super over in the Rumble too.
Mm-hmm. They love Jake the Snake, man.
So it's like in this case, like there's going to be a segment later where they're going to start making fun of, oh, you got a bunch of old wrestlers in your federation, like kind of thing. But in this case, he's still really over, and he can't really work like how he used to be able to. Obviously, he's not in the same shape.
Yeah.
But it's all with him. It's always been about psychology and shit in the ring. It's been more about that than just like I'm gonna do a bunch of. I'm gonna do like every move I know and wrestle for 20 minutes. He's never worked that style ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what his matches are about.
Yeah.
So this was okay. I gave it a 5.4.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.3 out of 10, so we're close on that.
It wasn't a squash because it was just like he got his ass kicked and then he hit the DT and beat him. So it is what it is, man. But we got an Ultimate Warrior hype package showing that kids and people want the Warrior to return, and I'm like, I guess they do. I mean, like, people still aren't aware how big of an asshole he was. I guess like the general population of the fans.
But again, more old people.
Well, he's 36, 37 at this time. He's older, but I don't know if you would consider him old.
Yeah, but it's like they're relying on old characters to come back as well.
Yeah, and he's been gone for a while too, though. At this point, so it's not like he wasn't really a guy that overstayed his welcome. It's like his welcome got fizzled out. He didn't.
Just like how he gets to the ring.
Yeah, how he kind of blows himself up. He blew himself up in the company and left. Self-destructed. They made a whole DVD about it.
Yep.
But I'm not looking forward to when he comes back.
Me either, because I know what happens essentially.
Me too. I remember when I was watching that, my reaction was like, "Oh man, it's the Ultimate Warrior." I remember him vaguely. That was just on the edge of me watching wrestling when he was still around.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, "Yeah, he was pretty cool." And then he was only there. He was there for a cup of coffee and left. Like the thing I remember most is he killed Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yep.
That's what I remember. And that weird promo he did where he was wearing a ball cap in the ring, that was fucking strange.
Yes.
Anyway, Bob Holly versus Diesel. This is the match Uncle Eric was making fun of.
Yeah, he spoiled it for people to go see.
Diesel pretty much squashes Bob Holly. But during the match, he's selling the whole angle with The Undertaker when he came out of the ring and dragged him down to Hades, as Vince put it. So it's like he's traumatized from that happening to him. And Bob manages to get a little bit of offense on him, and we go to a break. And we come back, and we see Sparkplug get jackknifed and paid for 3. Like, oh, okay. It's over now. Squash.
Squash. Yep.
After the match, Diesel makes it seem like he's not afraid of Undertaker, and he leaves, and then the lights turn off, and they turn back on, and the Undertaker's in the ring. And again, we complained about that earlier, but I excuse this for the Undertaker.
Yeah, because it's supernatural.
If you think it's bullshit, I'm sorry. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I get when Undertaker does it, and I'm confused when they do that in wrestling today because it feels weird. It's like, what are you telling the light guy to turn off and then turn back on, and then I should be appearing at my spot? So I get it.
It's funny that and I think you can say that about most people. They can accept that the Undertaker can magically control the arena lights and shit. But
hey, he
most
did
people,
that lightning thing, remember?
He summoned lightning. We saw him die. We saw his spirit ascend. We saw all kinds of shit at this point. But people can accept that. But I don't think most people can accept that the lights turn off and then they turn back on. And then the 1, 2, 3 kid is in the ring or something. They just wouldn't accept it.
Yeah, I wouldn't accept it.
Diesel decides to go to fight him though. And then the lights go off again. And then when they come back on, Diesel's in the ring alone. He's like, what the fuck, man? And lights turn back off one more time. And then the Undertaker's talking to him through the video wall. It's not the Titantron yet. Undertaker tells Diesel it was never going to be that easy. And if you want to play mind games, I am the master of the mind game. I'll,
Ugh.
I'll see you on the dark side. It's like, oh, whoa, he fucked with him. That's what the whole thing was.
He did supernatural teleportation thing.
And he hacked the video wall. Um, we're gonna have Brett and Shawn Michaels in some matches next week. That's cool. That should be good.
Yes, that should be good.
Uh,
You know it's not good though, right?
Shinobi.
Yeah, aka Al Snow.
Okay, you said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look close enough when he's in the ring, you can see it's him.
Yep.
But this is the other time Vince gave him some other fucking gimmick with a mask for some reason. I don't know why he was so bent on having him in a mask. Vince says at any moment we're going to get a call from Goldust, and then like shortly after the match starts, Ahmed Johnson, Shinobi's fighting Ahmed Johnson, but Goldust calls in and he says he's been directed by Marlena to recite a poem for Roddy Piper, and it's like a perverted, dirty limerick about his hot,
his bagpipes. Yeah, and he wants to squeeze his bagpipes or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, when do I get to play with your bagpipes? I'm like, okay, they're setting up the Goldust Piper match. This is it.
Yeah, I guess this is the point where Scott Hall's like, no, man, I ain't doing this shit, man.
Yeah, I think he protested enough and got out of it, basically.
Yeah.
So Roddy Piper better be on the next Raw doing some insane promo about Goldust. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Ahmed, though, he's squashing Shinobi. And
oh, yeah. Al Snow fucking butchered that fucking springboard, though. Like, what the hell?
It sucks, too, because it's like, it's a total accident, and it's what buries him further to Vince. Because he did that, remember when he did that before when he was Avatar?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you the whole story about how, like, everybody in the office except Jim Cornette fucking made fun of him because of that. And they didn't want to use him anymore, and Vince fucking hated him after that because I guess Vince really hated it when people botched shit back then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can't have you fucking doing shit like that ever again on my TV.
You embarrass me, you fucking bitch. I can imagine him saying that.
We need Vince McMahon, 90s Vince McMahon in modern day AEW. That's what we need.
By the way, speaking of Vince McMahon, like when Vince got like, kicked out of his company, essentially, he had that like stupid like 30s mustache. Like, you're never gonna get me, copper, and yeah. And then like now he has like his hair is black and then like a little bit is like gray, like he highlighted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's like Rogue from X-Men now.
Is he like fucking a young girl and like he's trying to be young again? Like, what's happening here?
He's having his midlife crisis at the end of his life. This is what he's doing right now.
I think you're right. I think he's actually like living life now. He's like, I could do this with my hair. What the fuck?
Like he's like driving dangerously on like the Merritt Parkway and like having like crashes and shit and having to like take like dangerous driving courses. He's having his midlife crisis now at the end of his life.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Avatar, like Shinobi was Avatar before he fucked up some kind of top rope move and crashed and burned, and Vince took him off TV. He just did it again here. He tried something else, crashed and burned, and then Ahmed like picked him up and hit the Pearl River Plunge for 3. Now, what's funny about this though is they already have a new gimmick lined up for him. Did you notice that?
No.
So it was sometime after this. I think it's when they were talking about the next Raw later on in the show. they had a graphic where they were showing Marty Jannetty and Leaf Cassidy, the new Rockers.
Oh no.
Leaf Cassidy is Al Snow.
Oh no.
So they put him in a tag team with Marty. But squash. I want to say, like, there's probably, I know some people might not know this. There's probably a good reason why Al Snow is fucking up springboards, because it's something he knows how to do. Obviously, otherwise, why would he not try to do it on TV? But there's a thing where the WWF used to use real ropes, not cables. And a lot of people, when they would come to WWF and they would they'd bounce off the ropes or try to do something from the top rope, it like throws them off because real ropes don't have tension like how cables do. So Al was probably like, I'm going to do this springboard dropkick. He's going to look sweet. He just fucking face planted.
Yeah, he just fucking ate the mat.
The Mankind vignette. This is the second one.
The Rats one, right?
He still has George the Rat. Yeah, I think he's in all three of them, or however many there is. Mm-hmm. This is like him trying to explain some of his backstory, I guess, a little bit. Not really explain it, but like give you little breadcrumbs. And I guess it's about how his mom used to wake him up at night so he could play the piano for her friends. But when the music died, she sent him away. He's going to relieve the pain that he's in, and it's going to be enjoyable for him. And he's like screaming, but not so enjoyable for all of you. And he's like, leave the light on. I'm coming home. I like these. I know Mick didn't like this version of the character, but I always thought he was like fucking creepy.
Yeah. Ugh.
The big segment.
The segment, Shawn Michaels, right?
And Shawn and Brett in the ring, yeah.
Yes.
Did you have much that you wanted to say about this?
No, I thought it was a pretty good promo. The only thing I wrote is, why is Vince McMahon smiling like so fucking hard with Shawn Michaels?
Because he loves Shawn Michaels. He's like a son to him, and this is him giving the Diesel push to Shawn. This is the start of that. And you see, it's interesting right now because did you notice when Shawn Michaels came out, he was pretty over. Everybody seemed to like him, but when Brett came out, his reaction wasn't as good.
Yeah.
He's still over, but especially like when they started talking to one another, it's like when Brett started to talk, they started booing him more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Brett's starting to get a split reaction now, which I didn't really remember that.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. And what was Brett and Vince chuckling about?
I don't know. Maybe it was like an inside joke or something. Because I think it was just because Brett I think he maybe flubbed what he was going to say and quickly fixed it and just kind of laughed at himself or something. And Vince kind of laughed too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it hurt the segment because right now both these guys are baby faces and they really respect each other, and that's what they're trying to get across.
For now.
Yeah. And Vince is trying to stir the pot between them too, because he just straight up he asked Shawn's like, "Do you think Bret Hart is the best there is, was, and ever will be?" Like he opens with that. That's the first thing he does. And Shawn's like, "Oh, I respect him a lot, and I give him his dues." And then it's Bret's turn. I also notice right now, Bret at this point, he's completely comfortable on the microphone now. I think.
Yeah.
He's kind of like when we show the funny clips when he's in WCW doing silly promos. Like he feels like he's just speaking naturally now. So he got there, I think, finally.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you respect Shawn, but he reminds him that it's not my job to beat you, it's your job to beat me, which is like kind of implying Brett would be willing to take things a little further if he has to keep the belt. And that's when he starts getting kind of like booze a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Roddy Piper comes out. And he comes out there to spice things up. And he's like basically saying like both these guys are great, but they're going to have a match where there's going to be a winner. It's going to be decisive. And this is like the official announcement for the Iron Man match, basically, which nobody knew what that was yet.
Yeah.
So this is the first time they do it.
He puts him over though.
Yeah. I like how he talked about. I heard Bret Hart beat Roddy Piper one time. I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. just tried to like brush it off. But he tells both guys to shake hands because after this they're going to hate each other, which is like really funny.
Yeah.
In a lot of levels. But like they shake hands, and like when Bret tries to walk off, Shawn hangs on for like a second or two longer. It's not like that cliche, like I'll pull you back in, get in your face. He just kind of hanged on to him for a second, and then let go.
Yep.
It was subtle. I like that.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It's funny though, because like right now, this is when they start to have their problems. Like it was kind of starting to bubble up a little bit because of Shawn's backstage behavior that's been going on since like last year, really.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they really start having their problems is like around this time.
Well, I mean, Shawn Michaels talks about today, like he's like that guy was immature, and you know, if you didn't have this HBK, we wouldn't have the HBK that came back. Maybe, you know what I mean? Because
That's true, I guess.
he had to be that asshole and stuff, and had to go through that Montreal screwjob. Because again, even though it ended badly for Bret Hart when he did leave WWE, like he could have saved his life if he stayed at WWF in some way in capacity. But
You know, somebody asked a question about this one time. I remember they're like, how different would everything have been if Shawn Michaels wasn't an asshole? And it's like, that's a really interesting question, actually, because it changes a lot of things.
yeah.
Like, I don't think he would have been in a space where he was like abusing drugs so much, because that's kind of part of the reason why he was, because he was in his own head too much about things and miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wasn't an asshole, he wouldn't have been miserable. You know, so it's like this circular logic thing.
Yeah. But I'm excited for this Iron Man match because it's one of the best from two of the best fucking wrestlers around. So
some people are split on that match now. It used to be held in pretty high regard, but like nowadays, I think when you ask more modern fans about it, they say it's boring. So like, I don't know. We're gonna see. I guess it's kind of like the Undertaker thing, the Bret Hart Undertaker match, where people complain about it's fucking boring. And Bret phoned it in. This shit.
we'll see. Main event because
You didn't have anything.
What do you mean?
There was a little bit before that where like a camera guy was trying to button into the Camp Cornette locker room.
Oh yeah.
And then Owen was like, Dave, you're like, get out of here. We're trying to strategize. It was just funny. It was like just a funny little bit.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yokozuna versus Owen Hart and British Bulldog. Because remember, Yokozuna is now face.
Yeah.
And Owen Hart's starting to do the woo every time when he like evades something, which is funny as hell.
It makes me laugh every time. He literally Yokozuna swung for, I don't know, a clothesline or something, and he ducked it. He just goes, woo! Like it was like this big bone. He ate reverse elbow immediately after that.
Yeah.
I love it. Yoko's mauling Owen, and he's force tag Bulldog, and he's trying to like take him down with clotheslines and shit, but it doesn't work.
Mm.
Yoko goes for a quarter charge. He misses. He stuns himself, and then Owen hits like a good missile drop kick, and we go to break. And then we come back. Yoko's coming back at the same time. He's like doing it. He hits like a double clothesline shit. He's beating them up, and then Vader comes out, and he's still rocking his Vader outfit right now, which is like sweatpants and like a black leather jacket or something.
Yeah.
That's like what he dresses in now. He's like he gets up on the apron though after Yoko double clothesline Owen and Davey, and he clotheslines Yokozuna and causes a DQ. That was kind of I know it glossed over it seems, but like not really actually.
Yeah.
It was pretty short.
It was a short match, and I wonder if they were just trying to like give more time for Brett and Sean maybe to get their match over, which it shouldn't have been a problem. But
I know where all the time went.
Where?
That stupid Larry Fling live thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of like annoying because remember how I told you like you're telling you're telling people to go see what's going on with the other brand, and it's kind of like a feedback loop essentially because WCW is doing it and WWE is doing it. So WWE fans are gonna go see what WCW is doing, and WCW is gonna go see what WWF is doing. So it's like
they got Macho Man and Hulk Hogan there. I remember those guys.
Yeah.
I gave us a 5.5 though the match.
Oh yeah, I gave it a 5.6 out of 10 because at least one of the storylines are still sticking, I guess.
They got multiple storylines going on.
Yeah,
they got we'll get into that at the end. He'll beat up Yokozuna until Ahmed Johnson and Jake Roberts come out to run them off. Vader is scared of the huge python and leaves. That's fair. That snake is massive.
Yes.
I'm thinking this is going to lead to some kind of 6-man match or some kind of combination of different matches moving forward.
Yeah, because it's not Vader versus Yokozuna, right? That falls through, right? At Mania.
I guess it does. Yeah, I don't think that match doesn't happen. I'm gonna have to check the card.
Yeah.
Vince is laying out next week's matches though. It's Shawn Michaels versus 1-2-3 Kid.
Okay.
And then Bret Hart versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the guy he hates.
I mean, let's see in this match. Maybe we might find some things he might hate.
Well, he always said that I never thought Triple H ever had an original idea in his whole life. So let's see. But it's another Larry Fling live segment, and this is like I'm so sick of these, and I hate it because they take away precious TV time.
Yeah.
They could give to something else. Like Yokozuna and Owen Hart maybe could have used an extra 2-3 minute matches, 2 or 3 minutes for their match is what I'm trying to say. Or somebody else. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anything's better than this. But they're just making fun of how old Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage are and how they got ran out of the WWF. That's what they say. For the record, Hulk Hogan is 42 at this time. So, yeah, he's a little older. Randy Savage is 43.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's back then, I guess it was kind of a bigger deal to be like an athlete and be like over 40. Like, that was mostly unheard of.
Well, I think, because science is, getting better at this time, like CTEs are becoming a thing, essential. Well, not yet. Not until fucking someone murdered their whole family. But like the steroid stuff with Vince happened, and younger athletes are going to be better on TV because they get to do more athletic stuff compared to what Hogan and Macho Man are doing right now. Not saying that it's bad, but it's kind of outdated if they're not doing the big things like Chris Benoit or Chris Jericho or Rey Mysterio or Eddie Guerrero or Bret Hart and stuff. I just don't understand it. Like, they're obviously doing stuff on the other channel that is getting over with a crowd. So you essentially you're just jealous that they're on the other brand and not
Yeah,
here.
he's just mad because he doesn't have access to him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But the point I was trying to make was like, remember when like Bob Backlund first came back onto WWF TV,
Yeah.
and Vince was making a big deal about it. Oh, he's 43 years old. Like it's not that old.
Mm-hmm.
But like for us today, that's not that old. But back then, like the point I was trying to make was most people who were like professional athletes back then, they didn't really get past 40. They usually retired before then.
Yeah.
Then you had people like what was it? Brett Favre. He played until he was like late 40s or something.
Yeah, like maybe early 50s. It was
Yeah,
his last.
I can't really remember. I'm sure there's like some hockey players that played pretty far in. I don't
Oh yeah,
know.
there's like Jaromir Jagr. I think he was like 59 years old and he was still playing. I think he still plays for the KHL, which is the Russian Hockey League.
Good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
He must love hockey.
He's in good shape too for 59-year-old.
Yeah. And like what's weird about wrestling though is being an older wrestler isn't unheard of. Even like back then. A lot of guys would kind of work up into their 40s and shit, or even up into their. That's never not been a thing. Because wrestling's different because you can work around that.
I mean, all you got to do is look at Ric Flair's quote unquote final match, if that's the case, because I'm hearing that he wants to do another one, which I think he's gonna die if he does that.
He shouldn't do that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just think this is Vince being like the new generation, and we have younger people compared to the older crowd, but it's all nonsense. It's all bullshit, in my opinion.
And it's especially nonsense because, well, let's flip the mirror on them. Jake Roberts is 40. They just brought him back. He's rough looking 40 though too. He looks older than that, really.
And he still has Bob Backlund there too.
Bob Backlund is a guy who was 46 years old, and he was just last year having a high profile feud with like the younger top babyface of the company,
Mm-hmm.
Brett. And Jerry Lawler is in his late 40s, and he's working part time there as well.
Mm-hmm.
They got Roddy Piper back on TV, and he's getting ready to have a match at WrestleMania. And
Well, we've always seen this pattern with Vince, right? Like when Vince when they brought up the NXT people, like he never had any trust in them when they came in.
no,
And usually when the ratings go down, who would show up? Brock Lesnar would show up. You would see a Goldberg show up. You would see oh my God, The Rock is here and stuff. Like, he's always done that. He never trusts the quote unquote new generation unless, they do something crazy and get him over.
the difference is here right now. I think he really is. He's trusting them because, like, look who's the main event for WrestleMania.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
And then, like, the other big drawing match is Diesel and Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there is also a difference in, like, over in WCW, they are mostly relying on older guys in the main event. They're not trying to get any younger guys in there. Yeah. The older guys are supporting the card in WWF right now. They're in supporting spots. Like Roddy Piper and Goldust is going to be a high profile match at WrestleMania, but I don't know how people really thought of it back then before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this whole thing just descends into like goofiness and unfunniness until the end of it. which actually was really funny and hilarious.
Oh, the chair shots, and then Larry Fink gets the fucking heel, and he's fucking scared of the heel. I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, he was scared of the shoe, but like it was just that they accurately made fun of Hulk Hogan's awful chair shots. Like they set
Mm-hmm.
up a whole thing with that. I'm like, okay, that's actually good.
Yep.
And that's how the show ends. It ends on that.
Yeah.
Again, like if you're gonna do this shit, like put it in the middle of the show or something. Why is it closing the show?
And are we officially giving WWF Raw a strike as well?
I am because I'm just even though like they did more things that I was interested in than the other two TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not really a good show. Like all the parts still don't come together right to create a good show necessarily.
Yeah.
The highlights of the show is Jake Roberts having TV time, even if he is actually over the hill.
Yeah.
And Diesel selling the angle with Undertaker, that stuff was good. And then the Brett Shawn segment, it was all talking stuff mostly.
Yeah, just like the ECW hardcore, where like everything else was shit except the talking. At
It was like,
times.
yeah, the talking was better here.
Yeah.
It's like still feel like this is a pretty missable show. Like if you're talking about I want to watch TV or something.
Mm-hmm. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 5.5.
I gave it a 5.4 out of 10. So we're close on that.
The TV rating was a 3.1.
Whoa. Both
Yeah,
of them.
see? That's what I was talking about. Like, it's like, so why, how come last time they got 1.47 and now they're 3.1?
Because they're talking about each other's shows now. They're probably giving each other views.
It's feeding. You're feeding each other.
See, if Vince Russo was not part of this, he'd be like, "Yo, bro, they are working together, bro. Can't you see that they're doing this on purpose, bro?"
This will work, bro.
Okay, now we are gonna end on ECW, Hardcore TV, February 27th, 1996. Again, my notes are all over the place because when I did it on Google Doc and I saved it, it fucked up everything aligning. So I have everything all mixed up. So I'm gonna need your guidance again. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll do the heavy lifting in this tag team match. So they do a little recap of the stuff that happened at the end of the last episode of TV, which Tommy Dreamer and Raven and all that shit.
Mm.
So that's that. Then we get a promo with Raven with the Bruise Brothers in like a room somewhere, telling Tommy Dreamer that he ruined his life. And I'm like, what? It's just I'm sorry. Part of this is so unbelievable to me that Raven cares this much for some reason. I don't know why, but might be because the WCW version of him. It's what's influencing that for me.
Mm-hmm.
He asked him though if he thought Raven's power was what seduced the Harris brothers, and then you see Kimona Wanalea walk into the shot with her back turned to the camera, and she like takes off a jacket and she's topless, and then they look up at her like they've never seen
Tits
a woman
before.
just tits before. And he says, quote, the Raven, nevermore. That's the end of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
So he used his girlfriend to get a pair of mediocre wrestlers to join him. Okay. Good Lord.
Dude, that segment, when I watch it, I wrote, why? And
I don't.
the reason why I wrote that is that why are the Bruise Brothers there, and why is he letting his girlfriend show tits to both of them?
Is this implying that he's using her on them, like they're fucking her too, or something? Like that's what I'm wondering.
I don't know.
It's weird.
And it's like the Bruise Brothers are in a trance. It's kind of weird.
Boobies.
Boobies. 90s boobies.
we see some footage of Raven and Shane Douglas in a match in a gym somewhere. And that's what it is. I'm not talking shit. They're in a gymnasium somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Pillman shows up smoking cigarettes and taking pictures with the camera.
I think he's trying to be like the 1950s reporter and stuff, where like they're smoking and he's like, "I'm gonna take a picture, man," and he's like taking pictures.
I think it's just him trying to sell his "I'm a fucking wild man" gimmick right now.
I
But
love, yeah, I love how he's taking pictures though. He's like going crazy, like.
he's got a press pass too. He showed it. He's like, "Look, I'm the press," and he has a pretty good looking camera though. And he's taking pictures of Shane Douglas, who gets pissed at him, and then like security takes Pillman away. So I don't know if they're trying to set up a Pillman Shane Douglas match. I don't know if that happens or not.
I don't know.
Actually, I'm not that knowledgeable of his short time there at ECW. I don't really know.
All I know is that Shane Douglas is respected in ECW crowd during this time.
Yeah. So the Italian Stallion, JT Smith, versus Axel Rotten.
This is where I wrote down. I was like, "Holy shit, Axel Rotten knows how to do a wrestling match." I guess maybe.
Oh, I thought you were referring to that match he had with RVD a while back. Remember? We watched that?
Oh yeah, that's right. So I'm surprised he has the second match that is a wrestling match.
All right, so I'm going to confess to something. I didn't watch this match.
Okay.
Because I had the Axel Rotten rule, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I hated them, both of them, so much. I said, I'm going to skip everything they ever do ever again.
Well, let me put it this way. He has a match, but is it a good match? No.
Okay.
And I the reason why I say that is because JT Smith is like fuck, what's the guy with the Cobra? What's his name?
Santino?
Yeah, like Santino. He's kind of like a Santino character where he's like all clumsy and stuff and gets wins out of nowhere. But I do like that he like fakes people out. Like he goes on the top rope and he like stumbles, but then he gets back up and then hits him with the chair. And I like how he's like all nice to somebody and then he like punches them in the face. But he's like a Santino heel in a way. Like if Santino was actually.
Yeah, he's like a little more of a heel than what he was.
Mm-hmm.
But my Rotten rule kicked in because here's the thing. I was going to give him a chance at first because of the RVD match. I was like, also, this guy can actually work.
Mm-hmm.
Or RVD helped a lot. Whatever it was a lot better than what he's ever been in before that I saw.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, I'm going to see how this goes. They started getting shit from outside and brawling on the outside. I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm skipping it. So you said it was bad, though.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. They have no chemistry, and it just made Axel Rotten look like a fool. And I didn't like the ending at all.
Sounds like I was vindicated in skipping it.
Oh yeah, like I said, when I say he actually had a match, he actually stayed in the ring. There was no going out on the outside.
Wow, so they got back in there. It's just, yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, it just sucked big donkey dicks.
What did you score it?
Oh, I gave it a 3.2 out of 10.
Damn, that's pretty bad. Yeah, good thing I skipped it. Joey Styles sets the table for this match that they had at CyberSlam 96 between Cactus Jack and Shane Douglas. And he explains they were both graduates at Dominic DeNucci's school, his wrestling school.
Mm-hmm.
And they even flew in referee Brian Hildebrand from the now defunct Smoky Mountain Wrestling promotion, who also graduated from his school that year or something.
Oh, the guy with the REO Speedwagon hair?
Yeah, his mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Brian Hildebrand.
Yeah, he's so tiny.
He's a really little guy. You know what's funny about him is he was a really good worker, but he's just so small.
Mm.
And he also couldn't really talk. He couldn't really cut a good promo. So it kind of held him back.
Yeah.
And yet, so he just became a referee. He's a pretty good referee, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. He didn't overstay his welcome like other AEW referees do these days.
No, he knows when to get out of there and like when to like get in.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'll give him props for that. He set it up for us. You know, here this is why this match is happening, and they don't like each other. Okay. Shane Douglas versus Cactus Jack.
I like Cactus Jack's fucking shirt with Uncle Eric's face on it.
That shirt it's awful but awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
His face is like nightmare fuel.
Yep.
He has like he's been getting these airbrush t-shirts the last few times he's been on whatever they're doing. And it usually has some kind of message on it, like he loves the Dungeon of Doom or Uncle Eric, forgive me, or some shit like that.
Yep.
Nitro rules, just whatever. But this time he was dressed in a suit and a tie, I guess because he's sold out, you know, and he's going to WWF. But Shane's like ripping his jacket and tie off, revealing that Nightmare Fuel t-shirt with Eric Bischoff's fucked up face on it.
Yep.
On the back it says, forgive me, Uncle Eric.
I love it. And this is what I noticed about ECW is like during his time, like they are great transition fucking like shows to be on when they're going from like show to show. Like when Stone Cold gets there, he has like an interesting kind of situation with his promo, has a couple of matches, and then he's on his fucking way to WWE. Same thing with Cactus Jack. Had somewhat of a good promo and package there with the Funk and all that stuff, and now he's going to WWF and stuff. So like I've noticed like when that shit happens, like ECW becomes interesting.
Yeah, so like the situation with Cactus is a little different though, because he like when did he first go back there? Was it 94? I think is when he showed up.
Yeah, I think it was 94, yeah.
Because he just left WCW. I think he was wrestling off and on in Japan, and he was doing like this on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was mostly wrestling in Japan at this time. But yeah, so he stayed there longer. Austin was very much like, I'm going to get in there for a cup of coffee, and then he got his contract offer and got out of there.
Yeah.
And the same thing's going to happen with Pillman. He's not going to be there long either.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing's going to getting ready to happen with Chris Jericho. He's also not going to be there long.
But you know, it's funny. Like Paul Heyman takes advantage of that moment just for that moment and makes it remarkable in some way. Like Pillman's situation, you're always going to remember that.
Yeah, he tries to get as much out of it as he can when they're there, and then usually in some way, it does end up helping whoever's there to like be a part of it. Like Cactus has had like a run there though, so his case is a little different. But like those guys like Eddie Guerrero and Dean and
Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons was there for a minute. I don't know where he's at right now. Where he's been.
I think he's on the way to the WWF now.
Yeah, he's going back. He's going there. I'm just curious as to what he's actually been doing. Maybe he's been in Japan. I don't know, but
maybe.
Anyways, Shane is pretty much beating Cactus's ass in this match.
Mm-hmm.
He suplexes him over the guardrail. Like I don't mean like into the floor. It's like he suplexed him on the guardrail and he flipped over into the fucking floor. And the crowd, and they brawl outside for a little bit, and then Shane goes back to the ring, gets on the top rope, and does a crossbody all the way out onto the floor over there, which was like kind of crazy. I didn't expect him to do that.
Yeah, the crowd goes nuts.
So it's like I think he fucked himself up a little bit, but he got past it. Shane puts Cactus's ankle in a chair, jumps off the ropes to try to break his ankle. But Cactus is able to start fighting back, and he hits Shane with a chair shot and stomps him. And starts assaulting him out on the apron and shit, hitting him in the throat with elbows and stuff. Cactus takes this opportunity to fuck up Shane's knee out on the security railing, so he gets him back. Then they go back in the ring. Cactus does like a drop toe hold to a chair on Shane. It's like you're supposed to hit your throat or your head on the fucking chair.
Mm.
But like he kind of was able to guard it a little bit, I think is what they were going for there. But Cactus hits a pile driver and gets it too.
That was a fucking long ass pile driver because he has to drag Shane Douglas's fucking fat muscled body to a point where he could get that pile driver in there.
He's got an interesting pile driver because he's like Cactus always does this thing where he grabs your pants, pulls you up with him, and there's like this delay. There's like this little delay, and then he just drops down really fast, and it just looks nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Good looking pile driver. Cactus is like pummeling Shane in the corner, and then Brian Hildebrand starts trying to separate them. When he does this, he slips something to Shane, like some kind of metal object, is what Joey Styles says. And then he goes back to. He tries to get back in the corner, and I think Shane hits him in the head with it, and then it's revealed they're handcuffs because he handcuffs Cactus's hands behind his back.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like, why did Brian help him do that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because maybe they touch on this later. Maybe we get an answer, but not right now. After this, he starts hitting him in the head with several chair shots, which is like, oh, this is where that comes from with The Rock in Mankind in '99. This is the same setup.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yep.
The difference there was The Rock hit him too many times in the head. It was the whole thing.
Dude, like the CTE must have been fucking terrible after this.
Yeah, because I think Shane was like working with him and trying to make the chair shot look good, but not really hit him right on the fucking head as much.
Mm-hmm.
Those chair shots with The Rock was more like he's really hitting him.
Well, a little side tangent. I watched when Chris, I call him Chris Veal Cutlet, Van Vliet.
Van Vliet?
Yeah. And when he did the interview with Shamrock told fucking The Rock to like actually hit him in the head. He's like, you better fucking swing or I'm gonna swing at you, essentially.
Well, Shamrock's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cactus Mick probably did say something like that. Yeah, you hit me in the head. I think what he said was they agreed on a certain amount of shots or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he did way more than what they agreed on.
You know, more and more I find out about wrestlers, and I think fucking Dwayne went to business, man. I think he probably got excited and he just wanted more headshots for himself.
That's kind of what was implied because I think they tried to talk about it, but the results of the talk weren't great. It kind of strained their relationship for a little while after that, which I don't blame him. It's like, dude, are you trying to scramble my fucking brain? What are you doing? But I digress. Shane gets the microphone, starts asking Cactus if he wants to give up. He starts calling out for Vince.
Vince!
He's like, Vince! This pisses him off, which I think is really funny because it's like he just came from there and he's fucking mad. So he starts hitting him some more. And then he has Brian ask him if he'll quit. This isn't really an I quit match. I guess they said, fuck it. It is now. Cactus starts yelling for Mikey Whipwreck like repeatedly.
Yeah, because remember they're teammates.
They were.
Yeah, they were teammates.
And then Joey Styles reminds us, just like, they're not fucking a team anymore. Shane has enough. He puts him in the figure four, which is better than Hulk Hogan's figure four, and it's worth noting.
I agree.
The way he does it is different, but it's better. And Cactus is squirming, and he can't do anything because he's stuck. And then a wild Mikey appears, and you think he's going to help him.
Dude, that chair shot, even I was like, oh.
Me too.
What?
I was like, oh, he nailed him. He was like swinging a baseball bat or a golf club. He like hit Mick Foley in the face, and then he like died. It's like he became immobile. I mean, at that point, I don't like he's like sitting up and he can't move. He's completely vulnerable.
He was a vegetable for like a second.
He was out, and then
Yeah.
because his shoulders were on the mat in a figure four, that's a pin basically. So Brian counted 3 and he lost, and I was like, that was a good finish.
Yeah, that was good fit. And here's the thing, like, and I know like Vince didn't do it all the time, but like usually when they're leaving a company, they would like have him lose in a shitty way or make him look stupid. What I liked about this one is that he got his ass kicked, but it had meaning. It actually like told a story in some way, because they did have a feud at one point where, remember, Joey Styles laid down the story in some sense, and
And they've had matches with each other before, I think. Like,
yeah,
we've seen that.
and it was like a respectable, like, fuck you, but here you go. You're still a crazy motherfucker that can't just be beaten cleanly.
Yeah, this wasn't like just I'm going to completely shit on you and decrease your value before you get out of here thing. This is more like how business is done traditionally when somebody's leaving the territory,
Mm-hmm.
Put a couple guys over and get out of there. It's like what you do.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing right now, I guess. Because Shane needs to like rehabilitate his shit after being in the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought this match was pretty decent. I gave it a 6.6.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.8. I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Oh man, a decent Shane Douglas match. Who would have thought?
Is this where it goes into the weird promo?
No,
Okay.
that's later. I think that's
Okay.
at the end of the show. I think what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So up next is Taz with Bill Alfonso versus Joel Hartgood. And this guy looked indie as hell in 1996.
Yes.
He's in decent shape though. So like, yeah, it's just he looks like it's weird. He looks like a guy who would be an indie wrestler right now, but it's 1996. And the only other caveat to that is he's in too good a shape to be an indie wrestler now.
Mm.
He's not even like, I'm not saying like he's not big. It's like he's this lean, he's really lean and he's ripped.
Yeah.
Like fucking indie guys aren't that concerned about their appearance to look like that. So it's like just make him like skinny fat and he would be an indie guy right now.
Yep.
Taz just destroys him. And he throws him a couple times and chokes him out. It's a Taz squash.
Taz squash. And Alfonso's like, that's my Taz.
That's Taz. This is my man. It's gonna be you. And zoom ins. You got to do that.
I appreciate that now Bill Alfonso wears another shirt instead of the referee one.
I think he tried to find an orange button-up shirt and he couldn't really find one that was orange enough. And that's why Joey Styles says you separate your whites from the colors, you idiot, which I thought was kind of funny. Because it looks like he's wearing like a dirty shirt or something almost.
Yeah.
After that match, ECW Damage Control comes out to collect that jobber's corpse.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear to God, I thought what was about to happen because of the crowd reaction. I thought he was going to like throw that woman. Like she was bending over to like help roll him over onto the backboard, and Taz was like standing like right next to her, and I'm like, is he going to like suplex her?
I thought so too.
It was because of the crowd, though. But Taz just flips the backboard, and the guy flops on the mat. That's what happened.
Yeah, and the two EMT people or whatever, they like leave and they say, fuck this.
I don't want to get thrown on my head. I'm not even a wrestler.
Yeah.
Then a bunch of other jobbers, including that goober in the motocross outfit. They call him out by name here, the dirt bike kid. I gotta look this guy up.
Oh, they all land on their neck. I've counted all of them land on their neck.
They all get tossed like sacks of shit. And yeah, they land on their head. And that's why I write, there's no way these guys are not getting hurt.
Yeah.
No. Mikey Whipwreck comes out and he dodges Taz. He punches Bill Alfonso in the face, which got a big pop.
Mm-hmm. But
And then-
here, what's funny about that is like he goes into the ring, he like baseball slides under Taz, which is impressive, by the way, because Taz is a small fucking guy, and like Mike Whipwreck is small, but he's not that small compared to Taz, and he like goes under fucking Taz and hits Bill Alfonso. I was like, that's impressive.
It's a pretty good little baseball slide there.
Yeah.
But he drop kicks Taz, and then he does a Frankensteiner, and it's like, oh shit, he's getting him. And then he goes to the top rope to do something, and then Taz catches him and suplexes the shit out of him and puts him in the Kata Hajime, the Taz mission.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dead. He dies.
He dies there. No more Mikey.
So this is setting up Mikey and Taz, I guess.
Which is interesting.
It could be pretty good, and it's probably going to be really gross to see because, Mikey Whipwreck doesn't give a shit. And he's going to let Taz just throw him any kind of way. So it's going to probably be gross looking.
Yeah, he's probably going to get suplex over the rope onto the fucking ground. I'm calling it.
We're going to see things that are going to make Mikey Whipwreck's current appearance make sense, probably. Because he looks like fucking Uncle Fester now.
Yeah. That's sad.
We come back from a break, and this gets into the thing you were talking about, the weird promos.
So,
what do you want to say about this?
Tommy Dreamer is sitting in the corner and says that, and keep in mind, he looks all demon-like, and like there's a red, like Hell in a Cell, Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt, red light. That's what's happening in this like school boiler room area. And
that's at the end. That's at the end of the segment, though.
Yeah,
because Shane's promos first, and then it transitions into him.
Oh yeah, the Shane one where he's like, ha ha. He's like shows the chalkboard, and he talks about Cactus Jack being a loser or whatever. And then
he says a couple. It's funny. They set it up though. They're like, we're gonna get life lessons from Shane Douglas, and then he's doing his Dean Douglas shit on the chalkboard, which is like, okay, this is acceptable because he's kind of making fun of it. He's assing off.
Yeah.
And he even does the cheesy ass laugh. He doesn't do that normally. So like he's doing it on purpose. But I think he ended up leaning on it like a crutch a little bit in the promo. Like it's like he couldn't stop doing it after that.
He kept on going.
He kept doing it. Like even when he was talking about like the shit with Tommy Dreamer that has nothing to do with him being in the WWF or insulting people.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm the original loose cannon, not Brian Pillman. And he shows like a bunch of moments where like he did controversial shit, which is I guess that's true.
But as bad as Pillman right now, I don't know.
I don't know. He's not working the entire wrestling industry. I don't care what Eric Bischoff says. He got worked. Then he's like explaining why he's helping Tommy Dreamer. And then as he's walking, like he was in a normally lit room with a chalkboard, and he's walking into this. It looks like a music video with like a haunted school or something. It's got like red lighting. It's strange. But he said Tommy asked him to keep Beulah and his baby safe no matter what, even if that means leaving Tommy Dreamer to die in the middle of the ring. And that's supposed to explain why he didn't help him, I guess. And he's like, you need a guy like me. That's the art of the deal, because I'll do whatever it takes to get it done. And he sees this as a way to help him get the ECW title back, I guess.
Does Tommy Dreamer think he's look cool in this
Maybe.
promo?
Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing as you, apparently.
Yeah.
Because he's trying real hard to be cool.
He look? It's so bad. Like the Raven thing was funny because like you got tits out of that.
Well, we didn't see him.
I know we didn't see him, but like you implied that tits was available and they were there. This one he's like in the corner, red light, almost demon black eyes in some way, and he's speaking all this nonsense about, you know, my career, my life in the middle of the ring. And I'm like, dude, didn't you get the girl? You got the girl and she's pregnant. Are you like cold feeding it right now? Or are you like, fuck, man, why did I do this to Raven's girl? And now I got a fucking kid on the way. I don't understand the promo is what I'm trying to say. Like, I get it that they're trying to explain those things that we questioned about last, but did we really need those answers?
I understood the promo. I just think that it didn't work.
Yeah, that's where I'm
not in the way they intended it to.
Yeah. And
I think Shane's part was okay. There's nothing wrong with it, other than it's weirdly kind of over the top.
Yeah.
With like the production and shit. And then they even do this fancy little crossfade effect when he's walking away. He goes into this dark room and he's like, it fades to Tommy Dreamer. Like it's like really far in the background. He's like sitting in that little corner in the red light and everything. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And
then,
did you
go ahead?
Did you notice, like, in the transitions, there was, like, a lightning thing that happened for each transition?
Yeah, it was odd, but it must have been a production glitch or something. But, like, he pitched to Tommy, though, and then, like, he walks into the darkness, and then we see Tommy in the end of that hallway, and he's, like, to me, he's looking like Raven and acting like Raven.
Yeah.
Almost. Because, like, Raven, you know how Raven's always, like, sitting in some fucking room somewhere and he's, like, in the corner and he's just fucking sprawled out and I don't give a shit about anything. I'm Raven.
Do you think that there's, like, some Freaky Friday stuff going on where Tommy Dreamer is in Raven and Raven's in Tommy Dreamer and that's why Raven's like, you fucking got my girlfriend pregnant?
Whoa, they are kind of acting like each other. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
They switched roles, but Tommy is like doing this promo where he's talking about he's like, you can take my career or my life, it doesn't matter, but you'll never have my girl or my baby. Quote the Dreamer, nevermore. And I'm like, the way they shot this and the way he did his delivery, it just seemed like he was trying really hard to be in like this indie mid-90s thriller movie where he's trying to sound cool.
All he needed was eyeliner.
It wasn't good.
No.
That's the end of the show, though.
God, 4 crappy endings.
That ending kind of sucked, too. Like, this was better than the previous show, and having a solid match helped a lot. Wow, ECW had the best match in like 2 weeks of programming. There was a damn Axl Rotten match, and that kind of like hurt the show for me a little bit, and I skipped it. I penalize the show if there's a match I have to skip.
Yeah, I mean it was still a bad match anyway, so.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. If it's bad, no, I'm not going to torture myself if I know it's going to be bad. So, I gave it a 6.2 though.
Okay, I give it a 5.9 out of 10.
I had more fun with some of the segments and promos. Like I liked the Pillman thing. I liked the Shane Douglas Cactus match was good.
Yes,
and I liked the thing with after Taz's squash was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then Shane's promo was okay, and it was interesting, and even if it was a little hokey at times.
Yeah, to a point, and then it got, weird, like super weird.
It went to Tommy mode, where he's like not a good promo right now. Still, I don't know that he ever really gets good. I guess, but
I've Here's the thing with Tommy Dreamer. I've never really followed his career at all. Just to be honest, like this is like the closest I'm like following it right now. And I've always noticed him being like this super extreme guy that always likes to wear Adidas fucking throwaway pants and a t-shirt. So like that's all I know about him.
whatever happened to breakaway pants?
I don't know.
They're just gone now. You don't really see that anymore.
It's not cool anymore to wear breakaway pants, I guess.
I guess it's like John Cena's jorts. But I don't. Tommy does get better because I remember seeing him on WWE TV, and he was like, he's not like a good promo, but he's not bad either. He's just kind of like he can say his shit, and it's not embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's like he has this weird delivery, and he's like, I don't know. It was forced. It was very forced.
And the only thing I'm like with John Cena, I'm just like, I want to know who his last opponent is, and that's all I care about. Because in my opinion, I think they fumbled the whole heel thing and the turning face thing with him, but that's how it's been lately in WWE. It's just when shit sticks, shit sticks. So we don't have a war journal. We're gonna save that for next episode in the beginning. So you will see who will win February as far as the Monday Night War. But right now we have strike for WCW and WWF.
Yep, 1 of 3.
And it's funny that we like shitted on ECW last show, but still no strike because how interesting things are happening.
They recovered. They did an okay show this time.
Yep. So the next, the ones that you highlighted, I'm guessing we're doing. We have WWF Raw March 4th, then ECW Hardcore TV March 5th, and then ECW Big Ass Extreme Bash March 8th.
Whoa, yeah.
Okay, so what happened to Nitro is nothing there.
They just didn't have a show. I don't know why. It must have been some kind of programming conflict or something.
Maybe it's like a TV show or whatever. I don't know.
It could have been basketball or some shit. I think back then TNT, the Turner had like basketball or something. It would interfere sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Well, watch those 3 shows, and then we'll come back and we will discuss it. But until next time, everybody, remember to get some color. Peace out. Oh, wait. Before I sign off, I guess. Sorry. Make sure you like and subscribe us on Big Trouble Media. Comment. Tell us what you thought of these shows. Do you love ECW? Do you love WCW Nitro? And do you love WWF Monday Night Raw? But until next time, peace out.
See ya.
Let me see if I can get this going and this and...
Sid, I've got a question for you. We all know that you can bring the heavy offense, but there are a lot of skeptics that think